We had an absolute humdinger of a sale today. We got Tassie grass-fed beef, some of the best in the world, I reckon. And it's a weird one. It was one rump, one tenderloin, one strip, one cube, or Scotch fillet, or ribeye if you're American and want to cry about it, in a box. And it was $20 a kilo. So these boxes are going out about $300, and here we are just cutting one up. So squaring pretty hard on the rump here just to get that first bit. I think I poked at it just before, that bit of sinew in the middle of the rump. Got to get rid of that. We don't want that in our steak at all. And now we can cut nice, even 1 inch thick. See, rump steak is awesome. You got your center cut, your roast beef, and you got your rump cap, which is that little muscle sits on top. Probably the rump cap is one of my favorite cuts of beef. This has got awesome marbling for a grass-fed product. So we'll get into this. But yeah, these boxes, I think they were going out at about $350. We had about 80 boxes to get rid of. And I reckon we'll get rid of all 80 boxes today, which is absolutely insane. So trimming them up for a customer now. There's about 5 lads on these, cutting them all up as we speak, cryovacuuming them all bulk bags, and just going at it. So Scotch fillet, nice and simple. Couple cuts and then pull back. So you get down to the bench and give it a rip back. Down to the bench, rip back. Nice and easy. We sell these knives too. They are a Tramontina 10-inch breaking knife. Probably my favorite knife for cutting steaks. I reckon they do the bloody job. Look at that. That is awesome. Heavy spinalis, not much fat. Really cool meat. So that's the Scotch fillet or your ribeye. I think a ribeye is bone in, but I'm Aussie, so we can argue about it all day. I don't give a fuck. So strip loin, porterhouse, whatever you want to call it. We're taking off the chain here. This bit of sinew off the top end. Getting rid of that because that's a little bit chewy, so we'll get rid of that. Nice and easy. And then same again, just checking the underside, making sure there's no bone, nothing there. Trimming a face, because the face cuts are always a little bit yucky, so we make sure we always face cut it. I think it's the difference between a good quality butcher and not. You know, you got to trim your face, and if you trim it a bit heavy, it's a bit annoying, but I think it's worth it. I'd rather a better steak at the end of the day than not. So trim pretty heavy, and off we go. Back to the races. So getting that top of the knife down, and then just pulling back through. So this knife, the Tramontina, it's got the scallops on the side of it, and I reckon a steak knife with the scallops, you cannot go wrong. So the scallops are sort of they just create a bit of airflow, so you can cut, and it's not sticking to the metal. It's like sticking half to the metal, and then half to the gaps. So you can just slide through that much easier, which is really cool. Helps on the jobs where you're just slicing all day. We've got our tenderloin or our eye fillet. Looks to be 1.8 up, bit of a yearling one. So trimming off that silver skin, nice and easy. I like to go somewhat into the middle and then go all the way one way. And then I pick it up and fold it back on top of itself and go all the way back towards myself. I don't know why. I think that's just the way that's worked for me over time. So yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fucking fix it. Trimming that up there, cleaning it up, nice and easy. And then I fill it, simple as, same as a Scotch, same as a strip loin, just all the way through. I feel it's nice and soft. They're small. You don't have to do a lot of pressure or anything. Look at that. Beautiful marbling in this beef. Gorgeous. So cutting it all out. I think this one was with Craig, but, as I said, we had about 80 boxes today to move, and I think they're all going to go. So the boys will be cursing my name. But what do? So now we're packing, and we'll slow down on the end. So we did this a little bit quicker just so I could get through it. It was about 5 minutes of packing as opposed to 3 minutes of slicing. I figured that'd make a boring fucking video. So we sped it up, doing bulk cryovacs and all of them. Otherwise, if people wanted them single cut, we'd be fucking here forever. And with a bulk job like this, where we're not making a lot of money, you don't want to stuff around and take your time with that sort of shit. So bulk them all out, nice and flat packed so they can get in the freezer easy, or they can rip them up and repack them themselves. That's cool too. So lining that all up, then we'll go to our cryovac machine. We've got 2 cryovac machines here, so they're both swing lids, floor models, I suppose, Viking models, a 540 and a 1080, I believe, and I think that's the chamber size. But they're great. You can't go wrong with them. They suck down to 2.1 bar, which I believe is good enough for export. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But they do a bang-on job. It says your rump and your tenderloin, your Scotch, and your strip. Look at that. You can't go wrong for $300. That is a good deal. Anyway, guys, that's the video. Just a bit of cutting, bit of slicing and dicing. Not much to learn from, but it's a cool little thing to watch nonetheless. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.